Hi folks, we've got a short topic today, the end behavior of a function. Now end behavior has to do with looking at what happens as the graph goes way out toward infinity or way out toward negative infinity. And so quick and simple, all you got to do is use an infinite limit. If you want to know what the graph is heading out doing as you head out to the left, well, heading out to the left is heading out toward negative infinity. So we just take the limit of the function as x goes toward negative infinity. If we want to know what's happening over on the right, we just take the limit of the function as x heads towards positive infinity. Now, to show you what I mean by that, let's look at a couple of quick examples. Suppose my function is, and I've got it written down right here, 3x to the 5th minus 12x cubed minus 6x. I want to know what happens if I follow this graph forever off to the left. In general, does it keep going up as I go to the left? Does it keep going down as I go to the left? Or is there some number it levels out at? Well, let's find out. So I'm going to take the left end behavior. That's the limit as x goes toward negative infinity, because off to the left is negative infinity, of the function, which is this formula right here, 3x to the 5th minus 12x cubed minus 6x. And remember, when you're taking infinite limits, you only need to look at the lead term. You don't have to look at all the terms. So I can ignore the 12x cubed and the 6x, because compared to x to the 5th, when you're getting out toward infinity, that's so much bigger than the others, they don't matter. So that gives me the limit as x goes towards negative infinity of 3x to the 5th. So that would be negative infinity going to the 5th power. Now, a negative to an odd power is always negative. So I've got a really huge negative number here times 3, really huge negative number. So our limit here is negative infinity. So what's that telling me about this graph? That's telling me if I draw this graph, as I go off to the left, this graph heads downward, and it keeps heading downward forever. Okay, well, what about the right end behavior? Well, no problem there. To do the right end behavior, I want to know what's happening as we go this way, off to the right. Does the graph go up? Does the graph go down? Does the graph level off? We're going to take the limit as x goes towards positive infinity of 3x to the 5th minus 12x cubed minus 6x. And again, the 12x to the 3rd and the 6x, they just can't compete with 3x to the 5th because it's the highest degree. So now we have x going toward infinity. I have a huge number to an odd power. That's going to be a huge number. Times 3, that's positive 3, so I've got a positive times a positive is a positive. This thing is going off toward positive infinity. So what did that just tell me about this graph? That just told me that as this graph goes to the right, it keeps heading up forever. So what do we know about this graph right now? We know that way off to the left, this graph always goes downward, and we know that way off to the right, this graph always goes upward. Now, what about what's happening in the middle? Well, that's what we're going to look at in the next video. So now go ahead on to the next video.